And today, do you have a rapid information over the technology which can track people's, predict people's behavioral movements by mining data from social networking sites like websites, Facebook and Twitter? Because today there are situations which can grow up where we see a whole lot of data mining. This data mining is not available, things going on the computer. How do you prevent it? For example, today if I put on the internet saying there is a massive leak in a particular atomic power plant, how are you going to prevent it? How are you going to really read this in advance? I mean, you can do a post-mortem, later on you can do a post-mortem of detection, but that's of no use to me. How are you going to prevent such an attack? Are we really ready for preventing such an attack? So disinformation being passed on the computers, how are we going to do that? So today cyberterrorism, as I told you, has become this thing. Can we really do an advanced sentiment analysis by using software? Prevention, detection and response. These of course are the normal things that we all understand. But I feel that prevention is the most critical thing. Detection and other things come later on at all. And today, how strong is our national critical infrastructure protection system? Because we do not know what software we are using today. How much can we indigenize our software? How much can we indigenize our cipher system? How much can we indigenize our entire computer system to sort of ensure that somebody inimical to our interest is not playing around with our computers? So unless we are able to do these things, I'm afraid it is a very good initiative that Mr. Andhra and company will launch. But these are some of the aspects that I need to really look at it. Because you may have a whole set of cyber warriors, as you may call them, or cyber militia, or whatever you may call them. But ultimately, I think the essence of the whole thing lies in the mindset of the person and some of these newer techniques that are being emerging, right, in terms of substituting your keyboards or sort of sending your virus or hitting your cloud computing or as I told you, handing out passwords or so many other things. Because every day the enemy is thinking 10 steps ahead. So I think this center should really, instead of training people, should also try and put itself in the place of a criminal and see what will he do to destroy anybody's system. I think sometimes we find that in books and in movies we get a lot of ideas. Probably I don't know, but we can really use some of the movie directors to give us some ideas, because I find they are the best ones who give ideas of assassination attempts and various attempts. And I'm not joking, it's a fact of life. For some of your books, you read Arthur Haley or somebody, I think he gives you very good ideas. I mean, for example, years back when he borrowed the second lady, and here the country just trying to sort of produce a second lady, which will be substituted for a first lady in a particular country and get along. And when you're talking this, I mean, through a computer today, they can find out your state of your crop pattern today. And any nation can bring down your nation by saying, okay, this is how the crop pattern is, this is how these foods are going to be dependent on us for various crops, and use that as a pressure point on you. I mean, there is so much of data that is going into the systems. Energy system. I mean, anybody can tell you today how short you are of energy and see how he can pressurize you to sort of go in a particular type of energy because you require that energy. Health. He can tell you what is the state of health of this nation by sort of all the medical records that we are putting everything on the computer. And he can say, here's the sick state. How can I manipulate it? So today every form of being, be it health, be it economics, be it medicine, be it education, be it energy, be it economics, I think can be manipulated through a computer. How are we going to do that? I think what the center should really do is, I think apart from doing a very practical exercise, which I think is a very useful thing, I think we should also have some sort of a think tank to keep on thinking on what are the possible threats and how would I do that. Because we are not placed in the same situation in the United States of America or any of the European Union. There is no use of all the time talking of the EU and the US, because their threats are at a different level. Ours is at a different level. So we need to sort of have also, I think simultaneously, I think we should also have a group of think tanks, and they can keep on thinking of what is the next generation of threat that is going to come from and how we are really facing. In fact, we will be doing a great job by not only training people to prevent cyber attacks, but also thinking forward and saying, look, the next generation of threat is going to come from this area. That I think will be one of the most critical utilization of this forum. It's an extremely useful forum. It's extremely, I mean, we are really thought ahead. I'm very happy that we are really thought ahead of this whole thing, because I found in the field of cyber security, I get a very uncomfortable feeling that our march has been very slow. I mean, as I told you, we have been discussing this for well over a decade or two. So remember, almost 15 years since I first started talking to Gulshan company about all this threat. I don't know where we are today. If where we are today, then we should have avoided many attacks that are coming onto our very critical systems. And today your entire defense system is exposed. entire different systems wired. How good is your system there, your different systems? If anybody wants to crack your different system, how do they do it? And the other thing that I would like to do is, can we produce a system by which within any critical computer network system, there is somebody who is monitoring what really is happening on the system. Is there a monitoring which is going on in the system? That I think that policing of the system, internal policing of the system itself is an important thing to see what doors are left open, what trap doors are available, what hacking can be possible. I think that sort of thing, the friendly hacking may have to be developed within the system itself. So that one is able to see what gaps you are left, whether the gaps are intentional or accidental. This is another thing which I would like you people to do, because unless each one of us is able to monitor our own system, there cannot be a centralized monitoring. It's just not possible. Each agency will have to do its own monitoring, and that is where I think the success of the whole experiment will come. I'm confident that this system will take off extremely well. It's going to be an asset to this nation, and I think your contribution is going to be a great advantage for all of us, both in the public sector and the private sector. And I would only plead that to the extent possible, if we can go on for indigenization. I mean, I'm talking of it basically from the level of threat that emerges. I think indigenization is the order of the day. There is no use borrowing technology. Technology has to be indigenous. It cannot be borrowed. And I think we have the best scientific brains. I mean, as Mr. Mohan Reddy was mentioning, if you look at any of the top countries in the valley, you find all the top fellows are from this country. I mean, the brain drain has costed us. The Prime Minister says it's a brain gain, but I think it's a brain drain that has costed us today. I think we need to regain that brain. And that is where it will come. I'm sure the CDCC will be doing a very grand job, and I do hope I'll have some time that I'll be able to come and see practically as to what really is happening there. And I would really love to see what is the imagination that is being stretched. Stretch the imagination as far as you can. That I think is the most critical part of the whole thing. I wish you all the very best, and I do hope that you will say